There you go, Dunn. Oh my God.
He did knock down a three in the first quarter. Hit two threes in game one. Jokic now 8 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. Gordon just pulls his way in and scores on Powell. And the Nuggets in front. There was very little resistance there from Norman Powell. Clippers knocked down two of their first three-pointers in the first quarter. Then they went cold. Kawhi Leonard,
Oh,
athletic move to the basket.
I thought he was finna
Kawhi Leonard will go to the
go
line to shoot
crazy.
two. Stand his 20th postseason game where he has scored 20 or more points in a half. First time he's done it since
9 of 10.
first round when
This
they
nigga
lost
ain't
against
missing.
Phoenix. He had that amazing 25-point half.
Oh, I ain't mean to say that. My bad.
The Suns end up back in
YouTube,
the
you feel
series.
me?
Kawhi really wasn't the same
I ain't
after
mean to
that first
curse.
game. Take a look at the upcoming NBA playoff schedule. Tomorrow, Bucks and Pacers on
He doing
NBA
his
TV.
thing though.
That's game two. Grizzlies and
What kind of
Thunder
orange is
will start
this?
off our night on TNT. And then the Wolves and the Lakers will be the nightcap on TNT. Go NBA.com or the NBA app as Leonard hits a both. Well, and it started with the Harden Zubats pick and roll again. Another area where Zubats has really improved his ability to make plays out that short roll. Brown for three, no good. Good box out by Kawhi Leonard. One and done for Denver. Here come the Clippers now. What a game this has been, and what a series this is shaping up to be.
Oh,
Exactly what you want. All the excitement of these NBA playoffs as Harden, that little floater, is pure.
there you go, James.
Up by three.
Avs and 4.
Left hand, he's great on that floater. Murray, pull up, mid-range, cash. Jamal Murray continues to stack them up. He's got 14 now on 6 of 9 shooting. He's hit a couple of three-pointers tonight. He's also
Hey, what's up,
had
Mitch?
3 assists in the game to go along with his 14
That looks
points.
yummy. Yeah, I think it's a.
Clippers by a point.
I want to say it's a blood orange
Swap and paint with
or a
Jokic.
regular orange. I don't know.
Secures the rebound. See him go back and forth. Murray, Jokic pick and roll. Harden, Zubats pick and roll.
Y'all get in the screen. Let me know y'all watch from. Smash that like button for me.
Jokic gets a pass from Gordon this time. And a foul. Going to put Jokic at the line for two. Here's James Harden. That's what you call a videotape gremlin. Right. Now here's James Harden. Here's James Harden on that
Swear, country boy.
which we've seen so many times over the course of his career.
So with you, Francisco.
With the great cut. It's his first time to the free
Let me know what
throw
city
line
y'all in
and
or country y'all from.
taken 1 2-point attempt. Took 20 2-point attempts in game one, but tonight 5 of his 6 field goal attempts have been from 3. Trending towards a triple-double. He was a rebound shy of a triple-double in game one, and now he's into double figures, scoring. In a slow scoring night for Jokic, they
How's it
haven't
going?
needed him a great deal. You figure he's going to start scoring quite
Shit,
a
it's
bit
going
in the
decent,
second
Mason.
half. Harden, 2 flybys on the same shot.
I can't complain,
And
feel me?
James Harden sticks
What
the
about
landing on the
bananas?
three-pointer. That started, I like that handoff to
Shit, them
Norman
cool too.
Powell. When they can get Norman Powell going to his right hand, he's got more speed than anyone else on the Clipper team. He made the entire defense collapse, and that's what ended up creating the shot, even though nothing goes on the stat sheet for Norman Powell. Turnover. Kawhi Leonard sniffed that one out, gets the steal on Jokic, and he sets up Harden. Harden.
Dang. Ah.
Porter with a rebound. Denver down 2 with the ball. Just getting started here in third quarter. This game was 55-52 at the half, and Brown with a long 2 puts the Nuggets in front by 1. Christian Brown, the most efficient shooter of all perimeter players in the NBA this year. Kawhi Leonard comes back, a silencer with his big crowd here. He's been doing it all night. Leonard 10 for 11. The only shot he's missed was a three-pointer. He's got 25 points already. Gordon gets it deep, dribbles it out. Shot clock down to 7. And Jokic will go to work with Harden on him. Zubac's there for help. Gordon gets a nice catch. Can't finish it. Look at Porter. Keeps it alive. No, into the hands of Harden.
Like, thank you.
That'll keep him on the floor. Powell misses again. Nuggets ball, but the Clippers incensed. And they get the ball in bounds. No chance at a challenge.
Hey, you know what? Good job, though, for the Clippers not challenging. Because if anything, they would have ended up calling a foul on Zubac.
Jokic, offensive foul. Hooked him with the elbow. It's going the other way.
Yeah, you be flopping, Jokic.
Zubac zoned it. And the Nuggets turn it over.
Big goof ass nigga.
The Nuggets don't like the call, but it's obvious. Very, very obvious.
Davis on that call, the crew chief. He's a veteran of 21 NBA Finals games.
Well, that's Jokic's fourth turnover of the night.
Powell has it knocked out of his hands. Brown comes up with it. Powell's on the struggle bus right now. He's 1 for 8. Costly turnover, puts the ball back in the hands of the Nuggets, and Jokic. Not a shooting foul, but a foul nonetheless will take us to a timeout. 64-62, Clippers on top. Nuggets ball when we come back. Third quarter action in round 1.
With unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network for just $25 a month. Stream, scroll, browse, and connect with great coverage, plus unlimited hotspot included. That's a top-tier network at a budget-friendly cost. But you already knew all that, didn't you? Visible. Live in the know.
This Friday, the Accountant 2 is undeniably awesome.
I think so, too.
Affleck and Bernthal have perfect chemistry.
That's my big brother up there!
It's better than the original in every way.
I really am.
The Accountant 2, rated R.
You've earned this, so hold it up high.
You've earned this.
You put on the biggest event of the year every single weekend, surviving the strongest storms.
You don't believe in Jesus.
With composure.
Nigga, what made you ask me that?
Roll up your sleeves.
Of course I do.
Roll out the red carpet. Because the end of the night for you is the beginning of the rest of their lives. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
They say the American dream is dying. The white picket fence has reached the end of the road. If you feel locked out of home ownership, we get it. We're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. Because home is still the American dream, and we're here to help you own
You
it.
changed the channel when they mentioned them. No, I just muted it.
Order a 10-piece McNuggets meal with spicy leather flame sauce.
Cause I don't know if that song was gonna be on some copyright shit. Cause I'm on live, gang.
Only when you order on the McDonald's.
And they send you them motherfucking copyright, not strikes, but like warnings. And I don't feel like dealing with that. Having to remove whatever part from my live and all that dumb shit. I done been through that shit like 3 or 4 times already. So if any music come on this bitch, I'm muting that shit. Shout out to Jesus. Hell yeah, I believe in Jesus, brother. It's just the fact that that song was playing. Shit, they got 1,000,001 of them commercials. They just chose to play the one with the song, which I wasn't willing to hear at the time.
TNT, it is brought to you by Real Flavor, Real Ingredients, Chipotle for real. And by Royal Caribbean, come seek. 2-point Clipper lead here in the third quarter. Just under the 7-minute mark of this third quarter. Let's take a look who's enjoying the limelight presented by Corona. Certainly that would apply to Nikola Jokic. Look at his ranks this year, Coach. First player in NBA history to finish the season in the top 10 in these 4, and he was top 3 in these 4 major categories.
Yeah, Brian, you said it to me before the game. succinctly as anyone can say it, he's a three-time MVP, having the best year of his career. I don't know, honestly. No disrespect to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who's been fantastic on a great team. But how can Jokic not be the MVP for the fourth time?
It's going to be a close race. No question. Coming out of the timeout, Murray set up for three. Drains one in. Third three for Jamal Murray puts the Nuggets in front.
Well, and that's the second time tonight where Jokic has come out of a spin, run into a second defender, and been able to find somebody open for an assist. That's just incredible skill as we see the Nuggets in a zone.
I mean, nigga, I could be shit.
Jamal Murray has a magic number.
Only motherfucker that know that is me and that man upstairs, bro.
Just continues to shine. This is
Or would you like me to fucking prove that to you?
with 27 points.
Ain't happening,
on
nigga.
11 of 12 shooting. And all contested for the most part. Hard, nice defense. Able to secure it.
Chris Dunn is a great defender. If he had qualified, I don't think there's any doubt he would have been on the all-defensive team this year.
Down inside. Corner guarding. Subats, he gives it up. Now Powell's had a struggle tonight. He keeps going, though. And the little floater is good. Powell needed to see one go down. Just his second made field goal of the night. 68-65 Clippers. 5.5 to go in the third quarter. Murray and Jokic. Lethal pick and roll combo. And now Jokic spinning. Harden got a piece of Jokic. And Ed Malloy pops the whistle and a foul. And Jokic is going to the free throw line.
I think he called it on Chris Dunn.
Yeah, you're right. Good call, Coach. Not Harden. It is on Dunn. It does put Jokic at the line.
Jokic starting to draw some fouls now. Third and fourth free throw attempts. Drew another one where it went off on the side. Wasn't doing that in the first half.
Stan, let's take a look at our FanDuel Live point spread for tonight's game. Evenly matched series this is. Look at that. Spread was just one. Now at 1.5. I mean, it feels like a pick'em throughout this series. It was a 2-point overtime win for the Nuggets in Game 1 Saturday. And this one a 3-point game as we play here in the third. Kawhi Leonard will sit with 27 points already. 1 out of 2 for Jokic. Dunn picks up his third foul. Zubac and Leonard on the bench together. Game 1, Harden had some foul trouble, so he and Leonard were on the bench at the same time. And Murray just gets a foul, and Powell's having none of it. And Dunn comes in with force.
Extra soft ass.
He instantly.
Fuck is wrong with you? What you go over there and grab him for?
That nigga would grab me. I would slap the hell out of
These
him.
teams have been absolutely
Garbage ass little boy.
But it's playoffs, so I probably wouldn't be able to slap him.
Like, what is this? What are you doing?
He picked his little ass up.
He didn't get the fuck off me. Lame ass nigga.
Y'all the same size.
Then Christian Braun, you went over there. You
He
white.
thought he was Brian.
I think what we're going to end up here is a double technical and nothing else. Foul on Murray, I would think, and then a double technical and nothing else.
What made you run over there and pick him up though?
Officials did a good job, got ordered quickly, jumped in there.
Well, you got a very, very, very experienced crew tonight.
Under review for potential hostile act after the foul. Assess Murray.
Heard it from Mark Davis, the crew chief, now in his 27th year in the NBA. And they'll take a look at all of the particulars of the play.
Well, they already said he called the foul on Murray right here. That's pretty obvious.
Then he picks him up. And then, I agree.
That is all
You
Jamal
pick
Murray.
another man up. I would never try to pick you up.
Well, you could, but that's all Jamal Murray, and I don't like it when we go and punish a guy. Listen, somebody does this to you, you're going to have some reaction. Now, I realize Norm Powell got away with a push right there, no question. That's not Norm Powell's fault that the referees didn't call it.
Yeah, it was a good catch by our tape room there, and that's kind of where it at least started for Murray, and he felt like he needed a little retaliation.
And I'll tell you what, if you're going to call a technical on Norm Powell, you better get Christian Brown, too.
It was going to be a day many years from now. Norm Powell and Jamal Murray are going to be somewhere and say, remember when you picked me up in a playoff game?
What the fuck are y'all cheering for?
Faintly remembering Steven Adams picking up someone a few years ago.
No, Steven Adams picked up. I'm trying to think who it was. It was against the Chicago Bulls.
I remember
And it
that.
was, yes, it was a center. And I mean, a big guy.
First time I
Tony
ever-
Bradley,
that's
I
it.
think.
First time I ever
Was a
remember.
big guy, and he just picked him up. And I mean, really picked him
I
up.
have never seen anyone in an NBA game pick up another person.
I mean, Steven Adams was doing work last night. We saw it. We'll see him again on Wednesday. They had 5 offensive rebounds last night in 19 minutes.
All right, here's Mark Davis.
Upon review, after the foul, Seth Murray, unsportsmanlike acts were created by Braun, Powell,
I feel like there's an hand coming.
Who are you looking for? What are you doing?
and Dunn. 2 of the technical fouls will offset one another. Denver will shoot 1 free throw, and the ball will be rebounded on the side as any other foul.
There you go.
That was some dumbass shit, but okay.
So Brown, Powell, and Dunn. Dramatic,
good,
very
Leatherface.
dramatic. But Dunn was the last guy. And Denver will have the 1-shot technical, and we will resume here 5:18.
So Jamal Murray got nothing except a common foul there.
Yeah.
That's all they called on him. He's the guy who instigated the whole thing.
I'm with you on
That's
that
a
one.
lot more than a common foul. I don't agree with this. How does Jamal Murray get off scot-free, just a common foul with that, and 3 other guys who came in to clean it up are the ones who get technicals? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Feels like you pick up an opposing player. It's automatically a technical.
Jamal Murray gets to shoot a free throw.
And adds to his point total. He's got 18 now. And order restored. Oh, this is going to be a spicy series here. Feels like the best series among the first round series. We've already had 2 terrific games, and I think Tyler Ford wants to get the clock corrected here. So 5:18 left in the third. And
Why is it 14 seconds on the clock?
Clipper ball. Clippers by a point.
Oh, James Harden mix his ass.
5 to shoot.
Oh, get Mixie. Get Mixie.
And hard with that
Stop.
left hand. No, Murray comes out of the pack on a bouncing rebound.
Once again, it's the Clippers playing small with Jokic still in at center.
Murray. And Dunn jumps the lane where he gets it back. Got numbers here.
Oh, Nicholas Batum.
Steal.
The Tomb Man. Tomb Raider.
And Dunn lays it in. Some serious.
That one movie I never seen before.
pass by Ben Simmons.
That was a great pass.
Boy, hit him in stride as well.
But some bad decisions by the Nuggets here. Some straight possessions.
LA by 3. Jokic drops his shoulder, bounces his way in. Nikola Jokic starting to add to the scoring now. Powell drives. Jokic is there. Powell missed it.
There you go, Ben Simmons.
Second
Huh.
Dunn for
Bang.
no good.
Come on, Chris Dunn. You missing the misses, boy.
Rebound.
You garbage as hell.
7 rebounds to go along with 13 points. He's got 7 assists, and that's going to be a foul on the Nuggets.
It's going to be on Brown, an illegal screen.
So I'll go preach someone else.
Well, of course it's a foul. It's pushed him. It's a 2-hand push. But here's Ben Simmons, who great lead pass to Dunn, who just gets into the rim.
Great lead pass.
Clippers with the ball. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Denver winning game 1 in overtime Saturday. They'll have 2 days off before they resume in LA as Derek Jones Jr. Little floater is true.
Crowd, I don't know why y'all keep chanting ref. You suck, bro. He don't want to hear that shit.
And that's going to be a whistle on the Clippers. Ben Simmons called for the foul.
Simmons says, what do you want me to do?
Denver down 3.
All that goofy ass flopping shit.
Murray able to dribble out of that. Handy work from Murray. Now working with Jokic.
I like how Ben Simmons doing that. That's tough.
It's a little space, can't hit it.
I like that. Come on, Ben.
Rebound, couldn't finish it. Good defense.
He show on defense, then hop right back. Like, no, nigga, I'm not going for none of
That three
that.
right here.
Let me foul. Thank you.
And he's going to the line. Harden aggressive into the lane.
Come on, Harden, go ahead and do all that next time. He step back free though.
Clippers were on this incredible run at the end of the year to play their way out of the play-in, winning 18 of their last 21 games.
Come on, Ben. No jump shot, Simmons.
Number 4 defensive rating in that stretch and lit it up from three-point range in that stretch.
Yeah, they certainly did. And still, how is that not a shooting foul, I'm wondering? But still, the Clippers had to win what I thought was the best NBA regular season game of the year. On the very last day, they won in overtime at Golden State.
39 from James Harden in that game.
Jokic, calm down, bro.
That's going to be a foul on Westbrook.
Yeah, I'm still watching the playoffs, Leatherface. It's kind of really only one of the other series I actually want to see and watch. It's going to be very entertaining. Clippers and Nuggets. I don't really care to watch most other shit. And besides the Lakers, it's the only other thing I'm watching.
Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Corner picks up Harden.
Come on, James Harden, get saucy. Get saucy. Get saucy. Ah, stop playing with me. Michael Porter Jr., nigga, you garbage.
You on my parlay. Give me one more then. Pass the ball to come on, you pass the ball to him. You score.
Come on, strip him.
Give it back. Give it back
Strip
to him.
him.
Now you give it back to him.
Strip him.
Give it.
This
Oh,
nigga
my
keep
fucking
flopping,
God.
bro. He's blowing me.
Niggas are not listening when I say pass the fucking ball back. That way shit like that won't fucking happen.
I fucking hate his garbage ass.
NBA playoffs presented by Google.
Garbage ass, flopping ass nigga.
Do tricks.
Nigga so fucking weak.
He's not doing tricks for you.
Right.
Oh, all right, fine. I'll show you one trick. Toss me your phone. Okay, here we go. NerdWallet will find the right credit card or auto insurance for you in minutes.
Yep, just by answering a few simple questions.
Wow. Smart.
So, yeah, I know Leatherface. It's some bullshit.
Yes, Richard.
They ass out here acting like they weak as hell.
We were born on the battlefield and answered the call when America needed us most. The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. Now, with our Freedom of Choice pricing program, visit your local dealer to choose your offer. Cash incentives or employee pricing for all. Jeep, America's most patriotic brand. With Freedom of Choice pricing, get 10% below MSRP for an average of $5,650 under MSRP. Or get employee pricing for all these 2024 Jeep Wrangler models. See your local Jeep brand dealer.
Having insurance isn't the
Because
same as
in the
having State
chat.
Farm. It's like getting bacon. You need that.
Probably.
Nice fanny bag.
Thank you.
Don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Guacamole? Is this for real?
It is for real, yes. Nothing is frozen. Everything is made fresh every day. If you see an open kitchen, you have tons of food. It's as real as it gets.
What you see is what you get.
Exactly.
This is Roundup Dual Action. This stuff doesn't just kill existing weeds down to the root. It keeps working for up to 4 months, from the first days of spring to the 4th day of July. Roundup Dual Action
Appreciate that,
kills and
Bless.
prevents weeds. Guaranteed. This stuff works.
This is the legendary Lagmita. If this can talk, then it tells
Let me know where you watching from.
If you've had one, you probably got a story worth telling. Here's the 50 years of Miller time.
This is America. The currency isn't being liked. The currency is attention. What can you do with attention? The answer is anything.
The craziest family in the world.
Where's the I go?
We got a show to make.
They funny as hell. Where you from, Bless? You still in here watching? I've been decent. How you been?
Wow, James Harden, after a slow start, missed his first 4 shots, only scored 2 in the first quarter. Had 8 in the second, got 8 here in the third for 18, and the Clippers lead it by 6. James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, the 2 future Hall of Famers, healthy at the right time, going into the playoffs, trying to deliver the Clippers to their first playoff series win since the 2021 season. Last year, they were taken out in the first round by Dallas. The year before that, by Phoenix in round 1. As Jokic misses another free throw. He's 3 of 5 from the line. He was 4 for 6 the other night, so he missed a couple. And Jokic misses both. Clippers with the ball and the lead. 2.5 to go, third quarter. Simmons will get it started. Simmons looking to pass, finds Batum on a no-look. Batum missed it. Had a good look at it, though. They did. That was wide open. Here's Westbrook. Backing down. Powell gets a step. Brown with a nice catch. And now another whistle going the other way. It's an offensive foul on Denver. The fouls are racking up here. Well, that was an easy illegal screen call to make on Brown there. Made the handoff and turned into him. That's Brown's 4th. And he'll sit. 5 turnovers in a quarter for Denver. Well, that's been the big difference tonight. Now, the Clippers getting many more opportunities because they've got a...
Oh my God. Bang. Oh man.
Come on, Harden, weak ass.
So what's the name back in? Y'all tripping. Yeah, that was a foul. He fouled shot him.
Keep an eye on Gordon the rest of this series, coach. He's been dealing with a calf injury.
What's up, Shadow?
Has had to be careful how he uses it defensively. They've been monitoring his minutes. But when you see him out on the perimeter with James Harden, you know it's go time. Yeah, we asked him tonight before the game how concerned he was about Gordon's calf, and he said, very. Don't miss a playoff moment with the NBA app. Download today for the latest scores, highlights, and behind-the-scenes access. Bogdanovic and Zubac enter for the Clippers. And Aaron Gordon knocks in both free throws to make this a 4-point game. Clippers' biggest lead, 6. Nuggets' biggest lead was 8. That's another area where Aaron Gordon is really improved. Free throws used to be a major problem. He's over 80% this year. Now we've got another illegal screen call. This one on Bogdanovic. Serbian on Serbian foul. Clippers turn it over. Yeah, he didn't need to take that extra step out. He had him lined up, set a good solid pick. All he had to do was stay right there. Only the second turnover this quarter for the Clippers. At 5 in the first quarter as Murray kicks it back to Jokic. Passed up a 3, finds Watson. Traffic in there for Watson. They reset it. Here's Murray for 3. Comes up short.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
With the rebound. James Harden out the controls. Harden takes some contact. He was looking for Zubac. Gets it back. Under a minute to go.
Oh, get mixy. It's time to get mixy. Watch out. There you go. Bang. Bottomless. What was they talking about? Well, his name is Nick Bottoms. That's what we're going to call him. That's all it is every time. Bottoms. Uh-oh. Come on, James. That's bullshit, bro.
Looking for the 2-for-1, but again, not much difference between the game clock and shot clock.
4 seconds separating the clocks here. Jokic and Murray. Little eye contact. Jokic puts it out. Jokic no good. Gets his own. And the foul. That's Jokic's first rebound of the night. Zubac gets it deep. Murray pulled the chair. And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. Buckle your seatbelts, folks. We are headed for one in the fourth. Jokic goes for 10 in the quarter. It's a 2-point game. And you're watching the first round.
Yo, you need to
Presented
just
by NerdWallet.
pass that ball.
Join the more than 7 million adults, like Michael, who've taken Ozempic.
As touring musicians, my type 2 diabetes could have slowed us down, but I didn't let it. I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty, and this is what my Ozempic era looks like. I'm lowering my A1C and lost some weight too. I also learned some people take Ozempic to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events like stroke, heart attack, or death. And others take it to lower the risk of worsening chronic kidney disease.
Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take if you or your family had NPC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or sore in your neck or any of these allergic reactions. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas, gallbladder or severe stomach problems, or changes in vision. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Taking with a sulfonylurea or insulin may raise low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, constipation. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Discover the GLP-1 with the most FDA-approved uses. Ozempic.
Good-looking film. A blast of tropical lime.
There's no such thing as kind of amazing. It either is or it isn't. Your pulse rises or stays steady. Amazing. You know it when you feel it. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing.
What you got to say?
We got now.
Popeyes has gone full pickle. You got your pickle glazed sandwich. You got your fried pickles. Pickle glazed wings and what? Pickle lemonade? Where my pickle people at? Love that pickle from Popeyes.
What a doubleheader of playoff basketball on TNT tonight. We're at Ball Arena, downtown Denver. And we are headed to the fourth. Clippers lead by 2. A moment ago, Michael Porter Jr. with Lauren Jabara.
MPJ, 2-point game heading into the fourth quarter. How do you guys take advantage here?
Got to be locked in from the beginning of the fourth quarter. Do on the defensive end, get rebounds, and run.
Defensively, specifically, how do you slow down Kawhi Leonard, James Harden when they get hot, get going like they are?
Yeah, they're hitting tough shots. We got to keep making them hit tough shots and try to make it really tough on them, set multiple bodies at them.
Appreciate it. Good luck.
Michael Porter Jr., coach, played just 26 minutes in game 1, had just 3 points. Big question now is, will he be on the floor at the end? He's had 9 points, 9 rebounds. He's played hard tonight.
Yeah, he's played very, very well, too. Interesting thing, though, right now is Denver really hurt the Clippers early,
What's the word, Raphael?
Points in the first quarter, 0 in quarters 2 and 3.
Last fast break point for the Nuggets at the 144 mark of the first quarter. Here is Jokic, 3-pointers down, and Denver is in.
That might have been a 2.
I'm not going to get threes and so I want you to pass the ball. Fuck three.
This guy's unbelievable. And the Nuggets go zone coming out of the quarter. We've seen this a lot.
Zubac's foul by Murray comes in and claps him on the wrist. Just underway in quarter number 4. Two teams had identical records in the regular season. 50-win seasons for each. Denver won the tiebreaker on the Clippers.
Bitch, I am paying attention to the screen. The fuck?
And have home court advantage.
But also a little quirk in the schedule because they split the season series. But because of the NBA Cup, 3 of the 4 head-to-head games were here in Denver. So the Clippers won 1 game in LA, the only game in LA, and won 1 out of 3 here. You wonder if they had gotten a second game in LA, if we might not have had these first 2 games in LA.
That was back December 1st. They have not met prior to this playoff series since January 8th. Clippers lead by 1 and a Denver turnover.
Number 16 already in the game, 5 by Jokic.
Just threw that bitch out of motherfucking bounds.
16 turnovers.
See, watching the playoffs, weirdos. You see what I'm saying, Leatherface? Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Going hard on 3 assists and 3.
Damn, come on,
You
Zoo.
know damn well you can't make that pass.
Get that. Yeah. Go up. I would have dunked on Peyton Watson. I was going to call him Christian Watson.
So dunked his ass. Oh, nigga, get the hell out of my way. I'm mad.
Come on, that still matters.
Their 17th. 3-point game. Murray drives it left-handed layup. Difficult shot.
He always trying to get fouls doing that garbage ass shit. Uh-oh, Kawhi. Stop playing with him. He only missed 1 time during this game.
Right to the line.
Bogdanovich here, great job. Westbrook just loses it.
Westbrook, what was that?
Bogdanovich there, but there's no call. And Bogdanovich with a great pass. But there you're going to see this the entire 4th quarter. 2-man game. Murray and Jokic. It's the
That's why y'all need Ben Simmons back in, bro. He stopped that whole 2-man game thing. He'll show, then get back. Show, get back.
Westbrook was so good for the Nuggets in game 1. Did all those little things. Loves the energy and the effort. Porter gives them something different altogether, though.
This feel like 2012, 13 basketball. They get at 80 points in the 4th quarter. This is terrible. There you go, Kawhi.
There we go, Kawhi. Come on, get some points, nigga.
Knock them down.
Come on, Jokic get the rebound. Get them assists. 2 more.
Come on, he finna do some.
Your ass keep doing weak shit instead of doing what I asked you to do.
Uh-oh, here come Kawhi. Here come Kawhi.
Pull
Ooh.
up, nigga. Pull up. That's what the fuck I'm talking
He
about.
only missed 1 time, Sadiq.
Shot. I took him for 35. He has 32. Fuck is they talking about? And he wears the number 2. You know that's the lucky number, nigga. Look at that form. Bow. Stiff shooting ass.
What I just say, he missed 1 time all night, Sadiq. You think he's playing? No.
I definitely seen that. I'm like, that 9 to 10 on that motherfucker. I'm looking like, he me.
He was out there saucing their ass. I think you watched that play he hit at the end of the half, came down.
With the buzzer and shit, I'm looking like,
That's when I knew. I'm like, oh, he's on one.
he's definitely. This thing is 12, 13, 3 or 4, 5 or 5 from the line. That's an efficient ass fucking game. James Harden not that weak as hell. I just need him to pass the ball 3 more times, and I need him to hit his 3. Jokic, I need what? I need 2 assists, 1 rebound. Zubac 2 rebounds. And Murray, if he hit 2 threes, shit, he really checks off because I need 5 more points from him and 2 threes. So really, 2 threes is just 2 birds, 1 stone. In overtime to do this game justice.
Whatever you're feeling, at Panera, it just meals good. The captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. Feels free to announcement.
It's a very important
Especially if
announcement.
the Guardians. I knew
Use
it.
PayPal
They beat the
checkout
fucking
online
Yankees.
and you could get paid back. 1,000
You
winners
find yourself,
every day.
Leatherface.
For 100 days. I love that question.
Harper's
Just
D
check
hit
out
the
online
ball.
with PayPal.
Weak
It's
ass.
that easy.
How much are we talking here?
$10
Reds and
million
Padres
up for grabs,
lost.
people.
Giants won the game. Okay. Astros shut them niggas out. Braves
Maybe
won.
lock the
Really.
door, all right?
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
It's pronounced Liberty. Liberty. Nice try, kid. Only pay for what you need.
AT&T is a new guarantee because not everything in life is guaranteed. Don't sweat it. Get our best deals on smartphones like iPhone 16 Pro on us with your choice of our best plans. That's the AT&T guarantee. And right now, trade in your iPhone any year, any condition, and get up to $1,000 towards your new iPhone.
It's a sweet cherry red sports car, and it doesn't match the photos. It's fine, right? Sabrina, was it fine just shooting threes? No, you broke records.
But it's fine.
What's
We've got
up?
4 cars
It's
on this sketchy
G.
site where you can get the car you love at CarMax.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Sabrina?
Nope.
It's a G.
Sabrina?
Nope.
Sabrina? Asia? Sue?
Hi.
Never settle on the lot or on the court. CarMax.
Well, the Clippers want to win this game. They're going to have to defend the Jokic Murray two-man game, and Ty Lue's adamant about what he wants. Watch right here. He wants Nick
Hey, you think
Batum to
that
come
I'm
all the
doing
way
this little
over and
bracket
get his
so you know
body
to win
in
that
front of
chance
Jamal
to win that little $1 million
Murray.
out of
Murray's
NBA.
able to get the tight
So you think the Thunder Grizzlies series is gonna go how many games? You know, they just got 50 balls their first game.
I personally, when I seen it, said they gonna get swept.
Swept
Personally.
whole game.
I don't think they got a fucking chance at beating them. If I'm being completely honest.
Westbrook, you just hit about fucking 3 games. That's what I'm talking about, weak ass nigga. But I don't need you. You're not about. Get the fuck out the game because I don't even have you on my goddamn parlay. Where's Jamal Murray? Over there. Come on. Jamal Murray, you do that light skin shit that you was doing when you was playing the Lakers and shit. Hitting all them fluky ass, weak ass shots. Go out, 3, bang. You missed. Come on, it's alright. Platoon. Jokic rebound, that's what I'm talking about. Westbrook, come down this bitch. Bro, straight to the rim layup. What the fuck are you doing? It's too late now. Jokic doing all the wrong shit that I don't want. Alright, Thunder, 4 games. Boom. Nuggets, Clippers, how many games this shit? 58% of fans pick the Nuggets. Who you got winning the series?
This shit might go 7. I got the Clippers winning.
Clippers 7?
7 or 6. Depending on how good the Clippers play at home, but I think they're gonna steal this game, so yeah.
Or get the fuck out the way, nigga, and let him get that. Well, he already got the rebound, so you could give it back to him, though. You don't know how to handle the fucking ball. So, you say Clippers 6 games or 7?
Yeah, 6 or 7 games. I just hope if Denver gets this game, then it might.
There we go. Pass the ball, game. Pass the ball, game. What the fuck was that? Why you ain't pass to him?
He's a dumbass.
Lakers definitely gonna win. Lakers going, I'll say 6.
I said, what are y'all doing? Okay, get him the ball. Go to town. Go to town on him. Get off me.
Lakers 6 games. Or we ain't letting these niggas get another game. We win in 5.
The Lakers might go. I low key got the. I got the Lakers. I got the Lakers in 5 or 6. Only reason they lost that last game, bro, is because Austin Reeves was out there so goddamn garbage. I watched the game from beginning to end, and he cost them that game. Luka and Bron, I understand that some people probably might think, oh, it was a lot to do with the defense and lack of defense that was played. Yes, that plays a part too. But Austin Reeves can't get out there and give them 2 points in 1/2, and he scored probably like a total of 10. Like I don't even know, bro. But I know Luka and what's the name did they thing. But I got the Lakers in 5 or 6 games for real, for real.
All right, Rockets, Warriors. 72% of fans pick the Warriors. What do you think? Who's taking that serious? The Rocky Warriors.
Probably Golden State.
Come on, Hart, step back. You're right. Come on, what the fuck are you doing? You said probably who?
Probably Golden State.
How many games? 6, 5, 65.
Probably 6.
Yeah, Rockets gonna get into the goal. If they put their ass out there, Cleveland definitely gonna beat Miami. How many games you will get in?
Cleveland might sweep them. If they don't get a game.
I believe Cleveland might get a game. Cleveland can play lackluster probably that little one game and shit. Cause shit, the Heat, they bucking down, them niggas can get a game out of their ass if they playing right. Bam and Hero and all them niggas clicking together and shit. Wiggins. I'm not saying it's impossible, but shit. The 98% of fans pick Cleveland, 2% of fans pick the Heat. So I definitely got Cleveland. So 4, 5, 6, or 7 games.
You found it then.
Of course I did.
I'm gonna go 5. Pacers Bucks. 58% of fans got the Bucks. I don't know why. But when Dame come back. Next game.
I don't know if he playing. He got something to do with his blood, some shit.
Oh yeah. I mean, they talking about 58% of fans picked the Bucks. Kyle Kuzma got out there and did absolutely fucking nothing. God literally told me take that nigga off my parlay. Even though my shit didn't hit, I'm glad I took him off of that. Because when I checked the little betting group, everybody instantly in that bitch. Every time I go down and see a post, they talking about Kuzma ass. Talking about, what the fuck is he doing? They like, bro, his ass trash. Oh, he will never see another slip of man. I go and check today, played over 20 minutes and didn't do shit. I'm what? I had him on my shit for 10 points. I'm like, you can't even do that, bro. And they win that play-in game, had 20 points in the first quarter. After that, he done lost all his damn mojo.
Any degree.
That nigga is legit trash, bro.
Indeed matches you with jobs that actually match your experience. And what was your major?
Dance.
Oh. Gemini, can we talk about
My resume.
This speech I have to make.
this photo I just took?
I'm taking the Pacers, I ain't gonna lie.
Whoa, that's a pretty big hole. How can I help?
Cause if they don't have Dame and if everybody else can't show up for Giannis, they getting put out.
Somewhere above the Arctic Circle.
Giannis is literally the only motherfucker that's gonna get 30 points a game. He can't count on Brook Lopez, Kuzma weak ass, Prince. They ass gonna get swept damn near. But I believe they'll get a game though.
They do resort to cannibalism.
Yeah, I'm definitely just going that first.
An all-new Expedition Files. Wednesday
I'm
at
gonna
9
take the
on
Pacers in
Discovery.
Knicks Pistons just won today. Oh, bro, they had to get that get back. 84% of fans got the Knicks. 16 got the Pistons. We done taking that one right there. The Knicks and Pistons, that's a good ass series.
Yeah, that one I don't know.
My whole family. We got a show to make.
The Clippers
You can
challenge
give me the Knicks
unsuccessful.
6 games.
Bogdanovich with the foul on the wrist of Russell Westbrook.
The Celtics are gonna beat the
Earlier in
Magic.
play, the Nuggets get away with one.
I
Look
will
where the
probably
foot is
give
here.
that.
Westbrook steps out of bounds.
And
travel before he drives, and Kane Fitzgerald.
What do you think about that Celtics Magic series? Because the Magic's not necessarily weak, but them niggas can get some games out the motherfucking Celtics. Maybe a game or two.
The only time we can address that out of bounds is if it's just prior to the play. So if he steps out of bounds in the corner on a 3-point field goal,
Celtics gonna win it for sure. What you think? 5 games? 6 maybe?
Shit, they might get swept. I don't know, because I ain't watched the series.
I know they lost the first game by. I know it was like it was 10 plus though. It wasn't bad. I know the total points and shit. It was definitely under.
But when we review an out of bounds call, we can see
I'm gonna go 5.
make the call. But when we see a foul and we see a guy step out of bounds, we can't go to that. That doesn't make sense. My brother has always said every organization needs a vice president of common sense. And the vice president of common sense.
Man, they got conference semifinals there. It ain't even that yet.
That doesn't make a bit of sense.
Here's Powell on the feed from Kawhi
Thunder
Leonard.
Clippers. Ooh, so now these the hypotheticals. Thunder Clippers. 78% of fans got the Thunder. So how many games with that shit? Me personally, I'll go 6.
Really, I gotta see games before I pick certain teams. If I see how they play, then I would know.
Hit that. You a weak bastard, bro. Like, top of the key is the easiest goddamn breathing hit. But back to what you just said. You said you gotta see the games and shit.
Yeah, I gotta see a game if I guess what who can do.
So what?
Like this, like I say, this series is actually good, so I can see the series going to 7 games. If I don't see it, then I wouldn't be able to guess. Oh, I guess wrong as fuck. But this might go to 7.
Leonard's got 35. It's his 4-3. Murray cannot answer.
He pissing me off.
16 lead changes.
Pray out going
10 ties in the game. Clippers up 2.
Look like get some fucking rebounds, dog.
Here is Powell. Got it. Powell in there again.
You go, Norman.
I'll do it.
They can get those handoffs to Powell and let him turn the corner. Go to his right all night. They just haven't gone to it a lot. But they've had success.
I'll do Thunder 7.
Jokic gets it right back. Take it on Zubac.
Lakers 6.
Foul and 2 shots.
They got Lakers versus Warriors. I'll take Warriors. Well, Lakers in 6 games. 63% of fans got the Lakers. You feel me? And we'll bust their ass. I don't give a fuck if they got Jimmy Butler or not. But I feel like they'll get 2 games out of us. Maybe.
Nikola Jokic.
3 games. Now he's going to overtime. Cleveland and the Pacers. Cleveland definitely gonna get their ass. But I'll say Cleveland and the Pacers, that should be fake evenly matched. But I'll go Cleveland 5 games. Knicks Celtics. What you think of that hypothetical?
His way into the finishing group tonight.
Or like next round, hypothetical.
They were on the floor together.
Probably the Celtics.
Celtics 6 games. But you know the Knicks, they only downfall it'd be fucking Towns if he playing trash as hell. You keep playing like off the rim and that's blowing me. And smoked it. Come on, Jokic, pass that ball, nigga. Pass that
If
ball.
I do some weak ass flop shit.
Give that ball to Jamal Murray. Give it to Jamal Murray. Give it to Jamal Murray. He needs
I already know what
threes.
you finna do.
See, you keep trying to pass the ball, and Jamal Murray not down there. That's what I'm talking about. Give it to Jamal Murray. Alright, cool.
James, I don't know why the fuck you passed it. You an idiot, bro. Fuck are you doing?
Conference finals. Ha. You already know I'm going with the Lakers. Then we playing the Thunder and shit. I'll get that 6 games, ain't gonna count. Oh, see now if the Cavaliers would have played the Celtics, hypothetically, Eastern Conference Finals, who you giving that to?
what you love about playoff basketball. Oh, it's about to get good. Sure is. This is Roundup Dual Action. This stuff doesn't just kill existing weeds down to the root. It keeps working for up to 4 months, from the first days of spring to the 4th day of July. Roundup Dual Action kills and prevents weeds. Guaranteed. This stuff works.
It's Native 24-hour moisturizing body wash that locks in 4 times the moisturizers of your old body wash.
Wow, and about half the ingredients.
Heavenly. Clean, moisturizing body wash isn't a myth, it's Native.
Witnessing an all-time great year. Nikola Jokic with his 19th playoff triple-double. He led the NBA in triple-doubles this year with 34. And he just set up Michael Porter Jr. with a game-tying 3. Clippers ball as we approach the 4-minute mark. Leonard trying to shake Murray, cannot. Powell with Gordon. Powell hangs, missed it. Ball's loose. Murray's got it. Here come the Nuggets.
Hit the 3.
Foul on that drive. Got hit in the air. Playoff refereeing is as different as playoff basketball.
Jokic passed it up. Now he backs Leonard down and cleared out. Jokic turn around 1 foot. No. Porter the rebound and a foul. Michael Porter Jr. got the message from game 1.
6 offensive rebounds of the night.
Shit is
On the
blowing me.
floor here in crunch time, and he is delivering.
How many total points will be scored in game 1 of the NBA Finals? You think it's like the total score will be like 200? Each team will score like 100 type. Like
100 out of 190.
Like 190. Like 195.
Bucks and Pacers, and then on TNT a doubleheader with Memphis and OKC and the Wolves and the Lakers. Well, the NBA had for more. Another missed free throw for Denver. Could be a factor. They miss 8 tonight. 12 out of 20.
But for the Clippers, game ended the other night a lot of times because they could not get a rebound down the stretch, and they're having the same problem tonight.
Murray knocks it away. 6 to shoot.
Well, they're going to blitz Kawhi Leonard every time. They're not going to let him come off pick and rolls and get into that jump shot. He wanted Norman Powell to come to the ball like we saw earlier where he came to the middle of the floor.
3:14 left in regulation here. What a game. Denver by a point. Clippers with the ball. Powell bounces one to Zubac. And the foul goes. Gordon with a foul.
I like that.
Behind. Zubac with an and 1. And a silencer here.
Excellent play by Norman Powell here. He draws the help from Jokic. Nice pass. Gordon fouls from beyond. Jokic did a good job staying on his feet.
Another missed free throw. Clippers have the lead. Zubac with another double-double. Back-to-back double-doubles in this playoff
Come on,
series.
please take this bitch to overtime.
17 straight going back to the regular season.
There you go, Chris Dunn. Defense.
Dunn is a menace defensively. Murray can't turn the corner. Dangerous pass. Brown comes away with it. And now Gordon.
Oh, he missed.
Gordon was going for the highlight. And he clanked it. Oh.
Well, he comes up. Brown comes up with the loose
Fuck you thought you was? Bron, nigga? You not Bron? Don't you ever try to dunk the ball like that again.
2.5 to go in regulation. Gordon picking up Leonard. Leonard gets it back. Trying to shake Gordon. Turn around. God.
That's what I think he should be doing more in one-on-one situations. He doesn't have to keep bullying his way down. He can just shoot over the top of people.
Murray and Jokic. Murray rises up. Rips a 3.
Wish we have been did that. But it's cool.
High game.
My head says 1 big 100.
Murray squares it at
Sorry,
100.
This bitch going into overtime. I feel it. This game too good.
Leonard drawing the double team. Puts up a tough 3. Comes up short.
Ooh, stole it.
What the hell was that? Instantly. Ooh.
Bang! My name Norman. Stop playing with me, boy.
I am not fucking Norman.
Clippers up 3. Been searching for that one all night long.
I've been searching.
Powell coming alive in this fourth quarter. Nuggets ball when we come back.
Like, stop playing with me, dude. I do this.
Real was that?
Don't worry. DashPass saves you money on DoorDash, so you can skip the trip to the grocery store and stay right where you need to be. DashPass by DoorDash. Your door, more savings.
I play 2K. I'm retired. I was busting too many motherfuckers. Damn it. Boy. Everything.
People want to know. Why do I go so much?
Why do he dunk so much? Because he can.
He ain't gonna be dunking next game. Next game, we're gonna shut his ass right down. He gonna be mad as hell. They're gonna be losing so bad by so many damn points.
Well, also another thing about that Lakers series, if anybody think that Jaden McDaniels is only gonna miss 2 shots the whole game and hit 4 threes, that's not happening the whole series.
And Nas
No.
Reed to hit 6 threes off the bench. Yeah, well, you drunk.
And I can say Nas Reed is capable of that because he won 6 Man of the Year, and I just feel like he's nice. Jaden McDaniels, he's not going 11 for 13 the whole series, man. Niggas can knock that off.
That type of game
No.
every game. That's once little every so often, or once every other game.
With the fact that Austin Reeves played terribly, and he's not gonna play terribly next game. Like,
he's definitely gonna redeem.
Luka and Bron can afford to play like average. Even like the help they was doing decent. Gabe Vincent and Vando was playing nice. They was playing defense and all that, bro. But with dude only missing what 2 shots, yeah, that was a huge reason why they lost 2.
Y'all do that dumb ass shit. I don't need. Let's just get to overtime. Get the hell up, bro.
You need to stop flopping. That's pissing me off, bro.
He's too damn big for that shit. Get off me. You too damn big, bro. Just like Fuller just got off the bench. He instantly.
He been doing that the whole game, bro. Ben Simmons come set a screen. He doing all that jumping. Like, bro, you know you 7 foot, probably like 250 something pounds. There's no way somebody's moving you that easily, bro. I get it. We got to sell the fouls, bro. But come on. Let's be serious here.
They're leaving. Like, who would ever want to leave this paradise?
A paradise you'll want to lose yourself in. Book your escape to Celebration Key, Carnival's exclusive paradise.
SandCloud chose the Capital One Spark Cash Plus card. It's a serious business card with unlimited 2% cash back on everything they buy. So they reinvested their cash back to help build their retail store. What's in your one? Michael Porter Jr. tending to that left shoulder. This was the fall that resulted in that injury. I will tell you, though, during that timeout, he was trying to talk his way back on the floor. David Halliburton's going to ride with Westbrook here. Denver has a foul to give. The Clippers do not. Each team with 1 timeout left. Here we go. 1:03 left. Clipper ball in the lead. We may see Porter Jr. again on the offensive end. Leonard with the ball in his hand. Westbrook's getting double Rises up over Gordon and hits another one. Kawhi going off tonight in Denver. 3-point Clipper lead.
Leave him a nice try, nigga.
39.
It's a goofy looking ass.
Incredible performance from Leonard. Jokic
my
driving
parlay.
on Zubac.
Laugh it out, man.
And a turnover. Leonard with a steal. Leonard backs it out.
That's Jokic's 7th turnover night. He's got a triple-double, but those 7 turnovers have been big, and that's 20 for Denver. The other night it was the Clippers with 20. I don't like them running the shot clock down this far. Hard to get a good shot.
Harden trying to put it away, cannot. 3-point game. Here come the Nuggets.
Think about taking a foul here.
Brown passes up a 3. Now he fires. Missed it badly. Jokic with a rebound. Clock ticks to 2. Jokic, no. And that is it. And the LA Clippers hang on in a thriller. Kawhi Leonard goes for 39. And the Clippers win game 2. 105 to 102. Wow. What a game.
Kawhi Leonard,
Yeah,
saw
bless.
a lot of
Appreciate
this.
that, Lima.
Westbrook was looking to come if he went into the gap. This it was smart
Hey.
play. Don't take it into the help, just get it over the top. Kawhi had the
That chat
lemon
moving at
before
lightning
he finished
speed
with
over there.
39. Should have taken the foul right there probably on Jokic to not even let him get an attempt up. But the Clippers.
Somebody's my Clippers in 5.
That was so
Somebody's gonna diss y'all MVP.
the LA Clippers as we kick it over to Lauren Jabara.
It was a grinded out victory, VA. 18 lead changes, Kawhi, 12 times tied. How were you guys able to close it out there in that fourth quarter?
Came down to stops at the end of the game. Great basketball team, especially at home. MVP caliber player with Jokic and great guys around him. Murray, and they all playing great. So tough fight. That's what the playoffs are about.
I know what you said before the playoffs started, that you just want to leave it all out on the floor. You were 15 of 19 from the field, 39 points. When did you know, hey, I had it tonight?
I just kept going and staying in the zone. I didn't worry about what shots are made or missed. I just kept shooting.
I know it's tough to get a road win, especially in the playoffs. Now it shifts back home. How much does the mentality shift now, knowing the series is tied up at 1-1? You get to play in front of some home fans now.
Same mentality. We got to go out there and still play a good basketball game, stay in focus. Like I said, this is a great basketball team we'll be playing against, and it's no easy walk.
Well, it's going to be a heck of a series. 2 great games so far. Congrats. We'll see you in LA.
Thank you.
How's he doing, Coach? He's one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, he really is, and he can just get shots over the top at any time, and tonight he was knocking everything down. The Clippers going forward, Brian, they got to do a better job on the boards. They got crushed again on the boards, and obviously Denver, as was the case the other night with the Clippers, they got to take care of the ball. 20 turnovers and you lose.
They'll get 2 days off. They resume Thursday for game 3. Kawhi Leonard goes over 3,000 points. 6th among active leaders on the playoff resume. Inside the NBA, presented by Kia, is coming up next. For producer Jeff Randolph, director Matt Lipp, for Stan and Lauren, Brian Anderson saying so long from Denver. What a game we just witnessed.
Yeah, you can say that again. Man, that's
You can say that again, man.
I'm
Saying
enjoying
because
myself
it's
tonight.
a baseball game.
Clippers and Denver
When
went
the
to
ball
overtime
5
in
cents.
game 1. Nuggets won that one by 2, and the Clippers win this one by 3. Just great stuff, great shot making back and forth. Can't wait to look at the highlights of this one. Also,
Great
the
shot
Detroit
making.
game was
Until
awesome.
tomorrow.
Again, it's gonna cross over that
I can't even tell you the ass whooping that we finna get in. Braun finna come out there looking at me. That was like, that nigga gonna think he did something wrong. Which he did. His ass won the first game. You already know, they win the first game on Braun. It's over. Nigga, you not getting another game? What?
Nice power play. Thank you.
This nigga Kawhi Leonard just got out here. What? It's the Tim Hardaway Jr. or the Kyle Kuzma. Played 21 minutes, 12 seconds. 0 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 0 of 8, 0 of 6 from the field, no free throws. Plus minus -2. I'm not playing nobody that long and you ain't did nothing yet, bro. There's no way you should be out here. Because what are you doing? You ain't doing nothing but just running back and forth. He'd be the reason they asked lose this motherfucking series. I'm trying to tell you. Because Dennis Schroeder is not getting 20 points off the bench every time. You can definitely not count on that shit.
Give yourself a chance to make some noise.
Jokic has 10 assists, 10 rebounds, and 61 points.
Yeah, that was insane. James probably did that shit first, though, I think.
Did they just hop from a baseball game to a show on Max without
Thompson
leaving
out
their
there,
TV?
we just had 20 points, well, no, 20 minutes, 5 points, 5
Oh, it's all connected.
James Brunson had 37, 3 and 7.
Tell me, how does DirecTV
Full
put
12
all
and
your
3.
favorite stuff on one home screen? Uncanny content suggestions.
Towns can't play 33 minutes and only get 10 points.
Were you recently electrocuted?
A better way to
Him,
watch whatever
Anunoby,
you want to
and
watch.
Josh Hart all had 10 points, and they all played 30 plus minutes. Anunoby and Hart each played 40.
Together. Why stay in
Y'all
hotel
can lose
rooms
this
and
series
not
if y'all
be
ain't
together?
clicking. White is good. He played 39 minutes, had 39 points. 15, 19, 4, 7, 5, 5. That's the type of game I need from Braun and Luka each.
Good news
Tomorrow.
for human families. T-Mobile will pay off their old phones up to $800 and give them 4 new iPhone 16s on them. Means an iPhone for your human and your human.
T-Mobile's Family Freedom will help pay off your old phone and give you 4 iPhone 16s on us.
There's nothing as American as Sonic Smasher. Always made to order. And smash Angus beef patties seared to perfection. This week, get America's Smasher burger for $1 in the app.
What's coming in since then? Better get better. I'm ready to lead the group through adversity. It's what I've worked so hard for. Chase history, chase the greats, chase everything you dream about as a kid.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are having one of the greatest seasons in history. SGA!
3 letters. MVP.
Hopefully I deliver.
Grizzlies Thunder. Tomorrow on TNT.
What was the whole ticket?
It's the Red Bull Sunbox race, baby. I'm Mike Bagley. I'm Dylan Hart Jr. We didn't have any race. All right.
Men put their skin through a lot. Take your skin to its happy place with Dove Men's Micro Moisture technology that strengthens your skin. Dove Men care changes everything.
Did they just hop from a baseball game to a show on Max without leaving their TV?
It's like all their apps and channels are connected.
Oh, it's all connected. Shows, movies, sports, cooking shows.
Is she talking to us?
Tell me, how does DirecTV put all your favorite stuff on one home screen? Uncanny content suggestions based on your watch history? Or mind control?
Were you recently electrocuted?
A better way to watch whatever you want to watch.
It's about the
Well,
real
I, for one,
question,
am
y'all.
intrigued.
How long do y'all boil y'all Parker House?
Emu can't help people customize and save at
Shit.
Liberty Mutual.
You don't take that motherfucking long shit.
Well, I'll be. Only pay for what you need.
This thing is fat as hell. Talk about 30, 45 minutes. And if I'm feeling extra fat, I deep fry it after. Who the fuck deep frying a Parker House? Fat bastard. Then he talking about 30 to 45 minutes. You don't need 30 to 45 minutes to boil a fucking Parker House, bro. It takes 15 to like 20 minutes. That's it. I give like 15. It's like less than 20. But he talking about deep frying a Parker House? You know how fat nasty that is?
Charles Barkley can only hope for more of the same tomorrow night when we bring you another.
Oh yeah, that's deep frying grandma's
And
stuff.
NBA TV's got the Bucks and the Pacers.
Come out to the pot damn near burnt. No, I did that shit one time. All the water was out that motherfucker. I was like, damn, I burnt the bottom of my motherfucking Parker House. About 20 minutes, so that's not long enough.
content getting the win.
Come on, some hell if it ain't the fire. Well, hell if it ain't the fire on high, on bro.
Clippers and Nuggets.
At least 30, come on, 40 minutes, they play down the middle. Crap, 4 minutes, just to be sure. Come on, I don't know what that is. This bitch.
Little off balance, 2-point game early. Just a sign of things to come. Joker ahead of the pack. Jay is hard, man. Kenny, you've been on him all year. He's had a terrific year. Terrific. He has. Cans a three-pointer there. And then Kawhi. Get back on defense. 1 point lead. And then, excuse me, right before the half. Excuse me. No way. He was 9 out of 10 in the first
I don't know if everybody
half.
don't eat Parker houses enough or some shit, but me looking at everybody answers, they acting like this shit is like a Polish type shit. Because I ain't never boiled a Parker house long enough to the point that bitch bust open, pause, or to where I have to boil that bitch for 20 to hypothetically 30 minutes, then take it out and put it in a pan to fry it to make sure it's done. That's not, this shit is not making sense to me, because what the fuck? See, now when I do that shit with Polishes and shit, you cut it down the middle. Yeah, that bitch will bust open in the water and all that other shit. Or you can just simply fry it in the pan. But motherfuckers talking about, to that motherfucker brown, to the water going, till I forget about that motherfucker, go back, add more water, and forget about it again. Shit, bro, this bitch talking about 26 hours, 13 minutes. Talking about at minimum an hour. So until it busts open a little bit. He said the same thing. So about 20 minutes, they put that motherfucker in the air fryer. That served for no purpose. So I fry it or put it in the oven. He the first motherfucker I didn't see him come out put a Parker house in the oven.
Oh, there's Kawhi. All
No. So I'm saying a little over an hour. You don't need to leave a Parker house in the fucking thing.
Michael
I
Porter
swear to
Jr.
God.
certainly did. 15 and 15. This was a big play. Aaron Gordon misses the dunk with the Nuggets down
That Parker house do
one.
gotta be. I leave my shit on the stove for a good minute. So I'm going at least 30 minutes. All that hour and all the other shit.
Jamal Murray cans the three to tie the game at 100. And who got the answer? The guy who needed a little pick-me-up. Oh, it's Norman Powell who knocks it down. See what you did there. 1 point. This guy didn't need no pick-me-up. No, Kawhi. I'ma just. Everyone says foul on this side, but after this, it's like, nah. I think Joker should have passed the ball here, actually. Aaron Gordon is wide open. I know you don't have time. Aaron Gordon is not a great three-point. He's a good three-point shooter from the corner. That's his spot. That's his spot in the corner. Okay. 105. He didn't have a bearing on the game, but he was wide open. 105, 102. Guy only had 10 assists, 26 points, 12 rebounds. The Clippers tied the series. More, they would have won. Clippers tie the series at a game apiece. This time it was the Nuggets who turned the ball over 20 times. Clippers did that in the opener. Joker had a great stat line. He's a great player, but he had too many turnovers. That's too many. Indeed. For the first time, the Nuggets lose a game with David Adelman as their head coach. Here he is after the game.
It got to be a physical game
Yeah.
at different points. Did you think that affected Nikola? He uncharacteristically 7 turnovers.
Yeah.
Did that play a part in it? Or did you feel like the way that game was unfolding, there was the way they were playing defended him and the game was being called affected him?
Maybe. I thought their defensive rotations were good.
Kay Cunningham had 0 assists at halftime.
On the backside is good enough to take advantage of them bringing 3-4 people across the court. If they're going to do that, we have to find the open man on the weak side and take advantage of it. I didn't think we did that enough. And they zoned up the backside. Kawhi made a big play at the end, getting a steal. So again, you look back at the tape. They made adjustments. We have to do the same thing. Make sure we get him in space properly. We had a lot of good looks too, and you can't miss 8 free throws in games like this. And that was a killer. And obviously the points off turnovers, just like in game 1, we won that battle, and tonight they won that battle. And games like this that grind, and the possessions are so tough. Those easy baskets going the other way are such a killer. We had the loose ball turnover towards the end. It just seemed like every time we got back in it, tied it, took the lead, a multitude of mistakes would follow that. And once you have momentum, you can't have mistakes like that. Get them right back to where they were before, up 3, up 5, up 6. Just felt like it was uphill all night.
And add this to the equation. Kawhi Leonard, who played 37 games this year, missed the first 34. And they went 27-11 when he was in the lineup. And you see his numbers and what he's done against Denver in the first 2 games of this series. So, I mean, I'm looking at the factors in this game. I'm looking at those Denver turnovers. I'm looking at 8 missed free throws by the Nuggets. And I'm looking at this guy, Kawhi Leonard. What a night he had, Kenny.
Well, the difference, even in game 1 with the 7 turnovers, you could see the efficiency. He was 9 for 15. So I think as a great player, you go, well, I can get my shot off and I can be super efficient. And so now some of those extra passes he turned into shots. And so all of a sudden he became more of a scoring mentality than a facilitator. And now, he can maybe go back to being a facilitator, but he gets the shot he wants against this team. There's no one that can really stop him because when they put a big on him, his ball handling is so good. And they would have put a small on him. He posts up bigs and small, so he posts up everybody.
I don't know that I've seen him look this healthy in ages.
Chuck makes a good point and a bad point. He's missed a lot of games, but that just means you have a lot of rest. You don't have the same wear.
I never knew Serge Ibaka and Kerry Hilson was motherfucking
program. He's a great player.
Was
Always
together.
stepping to
That
the
shit is
when he
crazy.
was hurt. And
What
he's
the
played
hell?
with great energy. He played well.
That ain't got
Nuggets,
Kerry
they're gonna say, hey,
Hilson.
we had a chance to win this game. Joker's going to go back and look at the rotation and, look to make better passes. 7 turnovers for a guy of his caliber is just too much.
I think the Nuggets are in trouble for the simple fact the Clippers, as good as they are, they play even better at home. Their role players play much better at home. And obviously Kawhi, I think probably the one problem with Kawhi, I actually think one of the reasons he gets hurt is he doesn't play enough. I don't think he develops, people say get calluses and get that endurance in your body. So when he comes back, he always plays great, and then his body gives out. I wonder how long he's going to be able to sustain it because every time he comes back, he plays great, and then he gets hurt again. But man, I tell you, I've never seen a guy come back and don't have rust whatsoever. I mean, he is so efficient. He goes at his pace. He's a nightmare matchup because you can't put a little guy on him, and you can't put a big guy on him. But listen, Powell, Derrick Jones, Zubac, all those guys, they play much better in LA. So if the Nuggets cannot win one of this next couple games, this year is going to be quick. You can't underestimate the other thing about Kawhi is, you all right, big fella? Catching the crap.
Don't make no damn sense.
Go ahead, keep talking, John.
Yeah, we're on TV.
I know what we're doing. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's that olive oil you've been drinking. I know. Hey, take some matches with you. Hey, listen, he couldn't hold it. He can't hold it. After 40, you can't hold it no more.
That's at first.
You can't hold it. You can't hold it after 40.
That wasn't something planned, was it?
No, it was not planned. Hey, listen, he's in the back talking about he's going to drink alcohol to clear up his... No, he's been drinking the olive oil.
You know what?
Olive oil to clean his gut. It's cleaning his gut.
I did not like his gait as he left. That was not a typical walk right there.
Hey, he been drinking, he says, he read somewhere if you drink a shot of olive oil.
I saw them doing that the other day in the makeup room.
They've been doing it. They're going to do it. You got to do it for 2 weeks.
No, well, you're going to miss a lot of airtime.
Hey, listen. I just hope we got enough matches around here. Please turn his mic off. That's all.
That's another issue.
Hey, somebody go get some lighters. Oh my God!
All right, yeah, let's.
You can't even. How do we segue from that? You can't even make. You can't.
No, that's.
What I was gonna say about Kawhi earlier before he goes, we need to get the thing. He reminds. Oh, here it is. So, yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen that face before. I can see it. Now he's looking.
There was the gate. There's like
Number 1, drinking that water.
Oh, good. Hey, listen, man.
Drinking that water.
drinking that water, huh?
Chuck, stop talking so damn much. What you mean? Finish your points
on a break.
Waiting on you, fool.
I'm sitting here like, man, hell up in area. Anyway, sorry about that, America. Number one, man. They put you here, Jake.
I don't need any more details than that.
Put like a hands look dry, though.
The triple-double tracker brought to you by American Express. The Joker had one, 26, 12, and 10. 19th career playoff.
What's amazing about that, Stellan?
What is?
They showed that during the game. The great Magic Johnson is still leading.
Yeah.
Played less seasons than most of them. Like, LeBron is number 2, and we know how great LeBron is. But for Magic Johnson to still be leading, because Magic probably played 12, 13 years. Yeah. That's amazing, Magic Johnson. Shout out to you. The one thing, as we go to break, the one thing I did want to say about Kawhi was just underrated. And he reminds me of a better version of this guy. With
Stacey, how you feeling? Lacey, how you feeling?
I just saw Max got nominated.
Yeah, for a freshman.
Yes, I didn't see that.
You gotta vote. You gotta vote. You gotta tell everyone in the chat to vote. Look, chat. Vote for Black Boy Max. Yeah, I put it here because listen, this is where the bracket is. This is where the bracket is, bro.
Are we doing 2 separate brackets or 1 bracket or 2? Because I feel like we're gonna have different.
Yeah, we'll probably have different opinions. Hold on, that's smart. Hold on. I should do one here, and I could do one.
What's good, Flock? How y'all doing?
I could do one here. Let me pop out your chat. One. Actually, I could do you right there, and then pop out tab. Chad, say hi to Lacey, Brad. Come on now. Listen. You want to just do yours first, and then.
Okay, here's what we gotta do.
Or do we
Is
do
there,
the same
can't
one?
we split? Isn't there a way on Google Chrome to split screen? Or no?
How would that look, though?
I don't know.
Would that look like? Yeah, what happened to the Lakers, by the way? They got dismantled.
Listen, that's one game.
But I think.
One in their right mind is going to just say no. I don't want another 1.7 or 1.8 million dollars. Because if you can get it, you're gonna go get it.
Today's landscape of college football is different than what it has been. It's unfortunate.
Nico Iamaleava is a dog.
We're moving forward as a program without him.
It's been a tough season, but more specifically, a tough week for guys named Nico.
Why shouldn't you be fired?
Well, one, I think I've done a really good job here.
Although a Nico Harrison video would be fun, today we're talking about Nico. Sorry, Nico Iamaleava. That's who we're doing a video about.
Iamaleava?
Athletes are often told to bet on themselves.
Ridley has been suspended for an entire season for betting on NFL games.
Sometimes it works out, but in many cases it blows up in their faces. This is one of those stories that reflects on the nature of college football in 2025 and how it's starting to look more and more like professional football, but with more chaos and a lack of guidelines or any lines. I think the solution here, though, is exactly what Deion Sanders suggested, a college football salary cap. While it could curb some of the earnings for the top players, I ultimately think it would be a godsend for them in the long run, which I will explain in today's episode. Last year, Nico Iamaleava was Tennessee's quarterback of the future. Now he's UCLA's quarterback of necessity. And how we got from point A to point B through million-dollar contracts, skipped practices, father and son PR nightmares, and one very underwhelming spring game is a story as quintessentially 2025 as it gets in college football. I'm diving in today on That's Good Sports. Today's episode is sponsored by Underdog. Use my code TGS, or That's Good to sign up, or the link in the description. We're 262 signups away from 6,000. A bunch of you signed up last week. I think we can get to 6,000 signups by the time the NFL draft concludes. If we hit 6,000 signups, I get a $60,000 bonus here at That's Good Sports. Again, I'm sharing that with the people who help make this channel run. Johnny Barks, Will Keys, big bonuses for them. It is massive, and I am greatly, greatly appreciative for all of your support. If you've used my code, make sure you make your first play. That's the only way it counts. But I'm going back to basketball. I didn't hit on the last one, but I'm going higher on Jokic, lower on Kawhi, and higher on Ant. Play responsibly, underdog. Link in description, code, that's good. Let's get there. I found this story fascinating, and I think how the NIL evolves over the next few years is going to have large ramifications for college football. And even though I don't follow college football nearly as closely as I follow the NFL, I think you see this situation and you either, one, blame Nico Iamaleava and his dad and his side for being greedy, for being young greedy, or you see that this system's kind of fucked up and it's going to put more young men, or as Dan Orlovsky called them, kids. I know a lot of people will be like, he's a 20-year-old, he's not a fucking kid. Go back to being 20. Think about this kind of decision. Did you ever have to make a decision like this while also being the face of an entire football program? No. Doesn't mean they're right or that they're perfect. But I think it's a very complex situation.
But this is such a flaw by the leadership of the NCAA. And the fact that grown adults allowed this to happen, because it was coming and everyone knew it, they should be ashamed.
And you don't have to like what they did, but I think having a little empathy while thinking about this big picture and a very complex situation that fucking adults are still trying to figure out, you can kind of see that the people who might pay the price are actually the student athletes.
All I will say is, it's easy to get the wrong people in your ear sometimes and get bad advice and not necessarily even talk about that situation. I just think in general there's people in some of these players' ear that don't always have best interests.
Well, this saga didn't start with a transfer portal tweet. It started with a 5-star prospect from Long Beach, California, who was supposed to be the face of the post-Hendon Hooker era in Knoxville. Nico was the prized possession of Tennessee's 2023 recruiting class. He had the name, the arm, and reportedly a 4-year NIL agreement worth up to $8 million. That number set a new standard back then. It was historic. It also turned out to be a loaded expectation. Since setting the standard, we have seen Arch Manning shoot to the top of all NIL earners at $6.5 million. When Nico finally took over the starting job in 2024, it felt like a new chapter for the Vols. His debut was everything the fan base had dreamed of, a 314-yard and 3-touchdown game and a 69-3 shellacking of Chattanooga. Tennessee started 3-0, and Iamaleava looked every bit the 5-star savior. The hype was real for about a month. Then came the back half of the schedule and, of course, reality. The offense stalled. He took more hits. He held onto the ball too long. The pocket presence that looked polished early began to fade as pressure increased. By November, Tennessee wasn't a pass-first team anymore. They were a hand-the-ball to Dylan Sampson and get-out-of-the-way team. The star running back earned all SEC honors, and the Volunteers essentially rode his legs to the college football playoff. Their semifinal matchup, Ohio State. The Buckeyes overwhelmed Tennessee's line with speed and power. Nico was sacked 4 times and hit even more. They were bounced 42-17, and suddenly the future looked less certain. The quarterback, who was lighting up the field early on, had suddenly become a liability, and their unceremonious exit in the college football playoff had essentially proved that. There was also the matter of the wear and tear. Iamaleava reportedly cracked 2 helmets over the course of the season and suffered multiple concussions. It was part of the reason, depending on who you believe, that his camp started asking for assurances after the playoff loss. Better protection, more receivers, maybe more money too, though Nico's camp has disputed that. Whatever the list of demands was, Tennessee was not buying it. And when spring ball came around, neither was Nico. He skipped a key practice before the spring game, didn't tell anyone until after, then he disappeared. The Vols moved on before he made anything official. Josh Heupel addressed the situation with a now immortal quote.
There's no one that's bigger than the power T, and that includes me.
The backlash was nuclear.
Nuclear proliferation. Nuclear proliferation.
ESPN's Reese Davis called the whole ordeal extraordinarily ungrateful. Local radio lit into the quarterback. One report claimed Iamaleava ducked out of NIL events, dodged autograph sessions, and let his father act as a bulldog whenever a sponsor requested his time. Whether those stories were exaggerated or not, the damage was already done. Nico went from face of the franchise to PR liability in less than a month.
Tennessee had to fight against the NCAA to get Nico there. Remember, the $8 million deal was under scrutiny by the NCAA. They launched an investigation. Then Tennessee's Attorney General filed a lawsuit against the NCAA and got an injunction. They also changed some state laws there in the state of Tennessee to help with state taxes, with NIL and all that stuff. You don't see a lot of states doing and going that far to help out a player that they really want. So I think Tennessee just hit the breaking point. Like, are you really being shopped around to places like Oregon without us knowing after being here just 1 year, after everything we did for you?
And it's not just the weird behavior. Nico's agent was allegedly negotiating contracts with other schools behind Tennessee's back, and Josh Heupel learned about it from Oregon head coach Dan Lanning, who is either a snitch or a whistleblower, depending on how you want to look at this whole situation. All I'll say is, snitches get stitches, not bitches, Dan. But you already know that, don't you, Dan? Enter UCLA, limping into its second Big Ten season after going 5-7 and fielding one of the worst offenses in the country. The Bruins were desperate for a quarterback. At one point, UCLA went 6 straight games without scoring more than 17 points. Their season high was 35 against Rutgers. Their new head coach was Deshaun Foster, who didn't exactly have the greatest press conference at the Big Ten Media Day.
I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but our football program, but we're in LA. It's us and USC. We
So when a 6'6" playoff-tested QB with 3 years of eligibility suddenly hit the market, they made their move. And UCLA had an edge. Stacy Ford, their director of player personnel, coached at Warren High when Nico first broke out in 2021. That connection helped. So did the fact that every other viable option had already filled their QB room. So the Bruins got him at a discount, both financially and reputationally. Nico's announcement came via Instagram. This decision was incredibly difficult, he wrote, but I trust God's timing. He thanked Tennessee, thanked God, but the story was already being spun in a different direction. What about leverage, misused, opportunity lost, and a career suddenly at a crossroads? And I'll throw in probably the most poorly timed use of thanking God. I mean, it was Easter weekend that Pope died, but yes, God was working his magic for Nico's NIL deal. Still, the numbers from his lone season as a starter weren't bad at Tennessee. He threw for 2,616 yards, 19 TDs, and only 5 picks across 13 games. He completed 63.8% of his passes. He added 6 rushing TDs, but 8 of those passing touchdowns came against UTEP and Vanderbilt. The eye test told a different story. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't a $4 million quarterback either. He didn't have leverage, and he still decided to press his luck and hold out for more money, something that's essentially a brand new thing when we're talking about college football. And to do it this late in the offseason is just a totally foreign and weird thing. That's the number reportedly floated by his camp during those last few weeks, $4 million. Tennessee didn't bite. Most other programs didn't even pick up the phone. A lot of people thought he'd end up with Bill Belichick in North Carolina, but we'll have to check his girlfriend's emails to see how that all went down. So just like that, one of the biggest NIL deals in history
that red car
ended
reaction
in a
time was
whimper.
A-mother.
Now, Nico's
Boy.
back in California, looking to resurrect his career at UCLA, He joins a team that averaged just 18 points per game last season. A team that hasn't won a conference title since the Clinton administration, before Belichick's girlfriend was even at, you know what, never mind. A team where Joey Aguilar, App State's big arm transfer, was taking all the first team reps until Nico dropped from the sky. The spotlight will be bright, and the grace period will be short. UCLA opens the season against Utah at the Rose Bowl on August 30th. Between now and then, Iamaleava has to learn a new offense, integrate with a new locker room, and win back some good faith from an entire sport that has been side-eyeing him since March. But this is the new normal in college football. NIL negotiations are strategic warfare. Quarterbacks don't just leave, they pivot brands. This wasn't a transfer, it was a hostile acquisition. And Iamaleava, whether he intended to or not, became the poster child for everything messy and murky about the modern game. I think most college football fans were happy to see players finally get paid. Well, legally anyway. Keep in mind, though, with large sums of money comes greater expectations. When very young people make a ton of money, it's going to rub a lot of other people the wrong way. The NIL era is still assessing true value. It's not like the NFL or any pro league where we already have monetary parameters to work off of. If Nico fails at UCLA, he'll be remembered as the kid who asked for too much and gave too little. But if he succeeds, if he turns around a bottom-tier Big Ten offense, wins 9 or 10 games, and declares for the NFL draft, it'll be a redemption arc that's going to change the way college football players take chances in the transfer portal, for better or worse. Probably for worse, but we'll see. That's why I like an NIL salary cap. I think that can actually help athletes. If you're a college athlete and you already know you're making your max value for your position or close to it, then switching schools becomes about one thing and one thing only. You do it as a college athlete because you believe transferring puts you in a better position to succeed. And that's what we want. You can go to a new school for the right reason. A better coach, a better system/fit for your skills, or just a better opportunity to play. The things that will actually help these athletes make more money in the long game. UCLA might be a better spot for Nico, but it feels like his camp blew up a good thing due to false hopes of making $4 million per year. They ultimately had to settle for $1.5 million in a state that's going to tax the shit out of those earnings. It was a lose-lose situation too for the player and for the college. Nico's going to make less than the $2 million per year he was slated for at Tennessee. He or his advisory team or his dad or whatever was exploring ways to make more money following a season where he ultimately underachieved. They didn't have the leverage they believed. And they're lucky UCLA needed a QB this bad this late. Had Nico been the best quarterback in college football last season, this would be viewed differently. It's the Wild West, though, of the NIL era, and the kids who will get screwed are the ones who don't have the most business-savvy people around them. For now, the Bruins are printing season ticket emails with his face on them. The Rose Bowl scoreboard operators are learning how to say Iamaleava, Shamalama Ding Dong, and Joey Aguilar is probably refreshing his transfer portal status. It's not a fresh start, but it's a second chance, and for Nico, it might be the one that finally defines him. Nico Iamaleava's saga isn't just a messy transfer story, it's a cautionary tale about what happens when college football's new economy outruns its infrastructure. In theory, NIL was supposed to empower athletes, letting them finally cash in on their value. In practice, it's created a chaotic, unregulated marketplace where high schoolers sign multi-million-dollar deals before throwing a college pass, agents operate with no oversight, and collectives are expected to function like pro sports front offices, except with less structure and more emotion. Iamaleava was once the poster child for NIL's potential. Now he's the test case for its limitations. What's happening here isn't just about one quarterback skipping spring practice. It's about an entire system built on handshake agreements and conflicting incentives. Schools want to win. Collectives want a return on their interest. Players want to get paid, but also to be protected, promoted, and prioritized. When any part of that breaks down, the fallout gets national attention. Iamaleava's public split from Tennessee, the behind-the-scenes negotiation leaks, the speculation about his value versus production, all of it reflects a college football landscape where the money is real, but the rules are still being written. Which sounds a lot like the guidelines for Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyway, the show where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
This isn't just the future, it's the present. And no one, not players, not coaches, not fans, really knows where it's going next. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for the most important football videos you will see on a week-to-week basis. If you love football, then you better subscribe. Otherwise, it's trustworthy as a NIL deal.
I'm just basically excited, really. That's it.
The NFL draft is truly a spectacle. With so much hype around these top prospects year after year, it's always fun to go back and see which of these prospects truly lived up to expectations. And specifically in this video, who was the best overall first rounder from every individual class. So let's go all the way back and start with the 2000 NFL draft. 2000. 25 years later, the big story around the 2000 NFL draft was Tom Brady in the 6th round. But for just round 1, there were some dogs. Sean Alexander, Jamal Lewis, Chris Samuels, and John Abraham. But the best first-round pick, by far, was Brian Urlacher. Urlacher was one of those old-school run-stopping middle linebackers out of New Mexico. While he was big, he also had incredible 4.5 speed that he showcased at the Combine, which helped elevate his draft stock to top 10 pick status. It took him almost no time to show that he belonged in the NFL. He began his career making 6 Pro Bowls in 7 seasons, establishing himself as one of the most dominant linebackers in the game. Urlacher was relentless, exceptionally athletic, and remarkably intelligent as the leader of those dominant Bears defenses in the 2000s. 2001. This draft class was loaded with exceptionally high-end talent. Michael Vick, Reggie Wayne, and Justin Smith were all awesome players who didn't make the top 3 from his first round. Those 3 were all Hall of Famers, and you can make a case for any of them being the best first-round pick from 2001. To show some love to all 3, they are all members of the 2000s All-Decade team and make a case as the best player at their position during their time. Steve Hutchinson played guard for Seattle and Minnesota in his prime, and he was named first or second team All-Pro 7 straight times. Seymour was one of the best D linemen in the early 2000s and was one of the major reasons as to why New England won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. And lastly, LaDainian Tomlinson was simply the complete package at running back. He was incredibly versatile. His combo of power, balance, and vision were second to none, and is why he put up monster numbers on the ground. That alone made him elite. But add the fact that he was the best receiving back of his era, and you had one of the best all-time backs to ever play the game. Oh, and he could throw the ball as well. 2002. This was a year that will be remembered as the Texans making their first ever draft pick, and things not going all that well. And then 2 picks later, there was another quarterback that ultimately struggled. However, there were some big-time defensive players that came out of this first round, namely Hall of Famers Julius Peppers and Ed Reed. This is another one that you could debate, but I'll go over both. Julius Peppers was a total freak coming out of college. He played both football and basketball at North Carolina, and at 6'6" and 283 pounds, he compared to Lawrence Taylor for his ability to dominate. Not only did his athleticism translate extremely effectively, but he was able to sustain his supernatural athletic ability for most of his 17 NFL seasons. This included him putting up double-digit sacks in 10 of those. Now, Ed Reed, on the other hand, was also a multi-sport athlete in college. While at Miami, he was a unanimous All-American in 2001, while also placing 3rd in the Big East Championships in the javelin. That well-rounded athleticism certainly helped him become a star in the NFL. But what made Ed Reed one of the greatest safeties ever was his exceptional football IQ and instincts, which led him to picking off boatloads of interceptions. 2003. 2003 boasted some solid players, including Kevin Williams, Terrell Suggs, and Andre Johnson. But the only Hall of Famer, and and the best player from that first round was Troy Polamalu. Few players in NFL history have a more iconic look than Troy Polamalu. And not only did he look cool with his hair, but he made plays on a regular basis that no one else could. His instincts, hard-hitting style, and unpredictability resembled that of the Tasmanian Devil, and made him one of the most uniquely dominant players of all time. Overall, he played 12 seasons all for Pittsburgh, and was a huge reason why they won 2 Super Bowls in that time. 2004. This was the year of the quarterback. Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, and Ben Roethlisberger were all drafted in the top 11 picks, and all of them started for 14-plus years in the NFL. Now, while these 3 quarterbacks all had long and storied careers, the best overall player from this first round was Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald is the definition of consistency and class. The dude barely ever missed games, and he played the game the right way. Fitzgerald had amazing hands and was in the league forever. Despite mostly playing for a bad team, he was this generation's Jerry Rice, as he finished second all-time in most of the major receiving categories. 2005. This was an interesting draft class. It already has a player who's been inducted into the Hall of Fame, DeMarcus Ware, and yet the best player from this class is still active in the NFL. That, of course, is Aaron Rodgers. After falling to Green Bay on draft night, Rodgers spent his first 3 years as a backup, barely seeing playtime. But then he took over in 2008, and by 2009, he was one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. By the end of 2010, he was a Super Bowl champion. Following that Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers became one of the biggest icons in the sport. His incredible arm talent, combined with his pinpoint accuracy, elite decision-making, and ability to make plays out of the pocket, helped Aaron Rodgers win 4 MVPs and make 10 Pro Bowls to this point. His career interception percentage is the lowest of all time, which goes to show how well he could avoid making mistakes while still putting up insane numbers. Although things were rough in New York, if he continues to play, it'll be interesting to see what happens next in the Aaron Rodgers saga. 2006. This was one of the most hyped drafts that I could remember. This was due to guys like Reggie Bush, Vince Young, Vernon Davis, and Matt Leinart. However, the best players from this class ended up being in the trenches: Haloti Ngata and Nick Mangold. And because there's not a big enough gap, I'll go over both. For about a 6-year stretch in Baltimore, Haloti Ngata was a nightmare for opposing offenses. At a massive 340 pounds, his unique combo of size, athleticism, and relentless drive made him an absolute force. He helped make the Ravens one of the most intimidating defenses during its prime. On the flip side, Nick Mangold had a similar stretch where he was the best center in the NFL. He was reliably consistent, hardly ever missed time, and was an amazing leader on the Jets' O-line. He played a key role in those 2 years the Jets made the AFC Championship. 2007. This might be the toughest year to pick who the best player is, because at the top end of the class, this is the most loaded of any draft. 2007 had 4, soon to be 5, Hall of Famers, and that doesn't include Marshawn Lynch, who some would make a case to be that 6th Hall of Famer. But anyways, those 5 players are Calvin Johnson, Joe Thomas, Adrian Peterson, Patrick Willis, and Darrelle Revis. I'm not saying that he's had a better career than guys like Jerry Rice, but Calvin Johnson's got to be the greatest receiver talent in the history of the game. For Joe Thomas, no player has been more reliable than this guy. The dude never missed a snap until his final year in the NFL, and began his career making 10 straight Pro Bowls. As for running backs, there was none more terrifying than Adrian Peterson in his prime. As a pure runner, he's the best of my generation. For Patrick Willis, it's sad how injuries derailed his career, but for 7 years, he was the best linebacker in the game. And as for lockdown corners, Darrelle Revis was one of the greatest of all time. And let's be honest, Revis Island is one of the most badass nicknames ever. 2008. While not as stacked as the previous year, 2008 offered some really good players. Chris Johnson, Ryan Clady, Aqib Talib, Joe Flacco, and Dwayne Brown were all impressive pros. But the best player from this first round is former MVP Matt Ryan. Coming out of Boston College, Matt Ryan is one of the last top 5 quarterbacks that was a pure pocket passer with absolutely no ability to run. Although despite this, when he arrived in Atlanta, he helped stabilize things immediately. By year 3, the Falcons were one of the best teams in the NFC, and he was a Pro Bowler with his lethal connection with Roddy White. But after the team selected Julio Jones, these two became one of the most iconic duos of the 2010s, peaking in 2016. That was the year that Matt Ryan won MVP and the team went to the Super Bowl. Overall, Matt Ryan was always available and maintained top 10 quarterback play during his prime. 2009. The only two active players remaining from this class are punter Thomas Morstead and the #1 overall pick, Matt Stafford. Stafford has certainly solidified himself as one of the best picks from this class after winning that Super Bowl with the Rams. However, the true top player from this class is either Clay Matthews or Alex Mack. Clay Matthews was a 6-time Pro Bowler and the only first-team All-Pro from this first round. His versatility from the linebacker spot played a tremendous role in the Packers' Super Bowl run in 2010. Matthews nearly won Defensive Player of the Year off that incredible season. At his peak, he was a superstar. Now, Alex Mack, on the other hand, played center on the offensive line, which is a less glorious role, but he was elite. The moment he stepped out of Cleveland and into Atlanta, Cleveland's O-line deteriorated, and Atlanta's offense transformed into a juggernaut. Over his 13-year career, Mack made 7 Pro Bowls and was named to the All-Decade team for the 2010s. 2010. 2010 has a lot more current active players, with 6 first-round picks still playing today. Overall, this class was incredibly loaded with talent, with 7 total players who've made at least 4 Pro Bowls in their career, the best of which made 11, and is considered the best left tackle possibly ever, Trent Williams. With the nickname Silverback, Trent Williams is a man amongst boys. He is too big, too athletic, and too strong. As a pass blocker, he's almost never beaten. From 2021 to 2023, he allowed just 2 total sacks. As a run blocker, he's a nightmare to line up against. And in the screen game, you better just get out of his way. One thing's for certain, Trent Williams will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. 2011. 2011 produced some elite level players. 7 of these dudes have made 7 Pro Bowls or more in their careers, and that doesn't even include Cam Newton. And also the player that I feel is the best from this class, J.J. Watt. Now, J.J. Watt dealt with injuries and saw a rapid fall off by the end of his career. So if you value longevity, then maybe Von Miller, Patrick Peterson, or Julio Jones is the best from this class. But let's be honest, few players in the history of the NFL were as dominant during a 4-year stretch like J.J. Watt was from 2012 to 2015. His relentless drive, combined with his explosiveness and strength at the point of attack, made him nearly unblockable. He won 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards in a 4-year stretch, and nearly won MVP in 2014. He had 2 seasons with over 20 sacks, making him the only player to ever accomplish this. And that's not to forget that he had 5 touchdowns in 2014 as a defensive lineman. Also, in 2012, Watt had a mind-boggling 39. The next closest number in the history of the NFL is 29, and happened to also be accomplished by J.J. Watt. I'm not saying the record will never be broken, but that's unlikely to be surpassed. He still had awesome moments outside of that 4-year stretch, but that run alone is Hall of Fame worthy. 2012. Similar to 2011, 2012 had a #1 overall pick who was a beast for a short time, and also had some ridiculous defensive talent. Stephon Gilmore, Fletcher Cox, Chandler Jones, and Harrison Smith are among the most successful. However, the best player from this first round was Luke Kuechly. Often considered one of the smartest players to ever play the game, Kuechly was immediately one of the best linebackers in the NFL when he began playing, as he led the league in tackles as a rookie. Then, after year 1, he made a Pro Bowl every year for the rest of his career. Kuechly was a genius when it came to studying his opponents, and when you combined that with his elite instincts and exceptional athleticism, it begins to make sense how he was one of the best linebackers of his generation. Kuechly won Defensive Player of the Year in 2013, and nearly won it again during their run to the Super Bowl in 2015. 2013. This is considered one of the weaker draft classes in recent memory, with a large number of busts coming in the top 10 specifically. But the entire first round as a whole still produced a few standout players, namely DeAndre Hopkins, Travis Frederick, and the best of them all, Lane Johnson. As one of the premier technicians on the O-line, Johnson's pass blocking skill is second to none from the right tackle position. Since 2019, he's played in 3,031 regular season pass blocking snaps and has only allowed 5 sacks and 10 quarterback hits. As an elite pass blocker and excellent run blocker as well, Johnson's been a huge catalyst to the Eagles being able to build 2 completely different teams to win Super Bowls. As a 6-time Pro Bowler, Lane Johnson has a strong case for being a Hall of Famer, especially if he can continue at the pace he is going at for a few more years. 2014. After the disappointing 2013 class, 2014 was much more hyped and turned out to be much more talented, with 8 players making 3 or more Pro Bowls in their career to this point. Some of the standouts include OBJ, Mike Evans, Khalil Mack, Zach Martin, and the best in this class, Aaron Donald. To put it simply, Aaron Donald was unblockable from the moment he stepped into the NFL till the moment he retired. Despite being considered undersized for a D tackle, his explosive power and strength were simply unmatched. In the run game, he always covered his gaps no matter how many players they threw at him, to the point where teams basically gave up on inside runs. And that's not even the strongest part of his game. As a pass rusher, teams had to throw 2, even 3 guys at every play of this dude, or disaster would strike. Aaron Donald put in 10 of the most dominant seasons we've ever seen, and most consider him the greatest defensive tackle in NFL history. 2015. This will be the year remembered for mediocre quarterbacks at the top and a lot of misses in the first round. Still, there are some solid players that come out of this class. Guys like Amari Cooper, Marcus Peters, Todd Gurley, and, the best of all, Brandon Scherff. He played right guard and became a cornerstone on the offensive line. Scherff went to 5 Pro Bowls in his first 7 seasons, and he was arguably the best guard in the NFL in 2020. Today, he's still an active starter for Jacksonville. Now, like I did for J.J. Watt, you could make a case for Todd Gurley being the best at his peak. He only played for 6 seasons, but in his first 4, Gurley was arguably the best back in the league. He became an absolute beast in both the run and pass game in those early McVay years before injuries derailed his career. 2016. The first round in 2016 was super top-heavy, with each of the top 7 picks making a Pro Bowl in their career. And then after that, just 5 of the final 25 picks combined accomplished the same feat. Within that top 7, we also see the best overall players. Jared Goff developed into a top 10-15 starter. Joey Bosa has been pretty solid outside of injuries, and Zeke Elliott was a beast during his peak years. However, the best overall player from 2016 is Jalen Ramsey. Coming in at 6'1" and nearly 210 pounds, Ramsey has been one of the best corners in the NFL, and in his prime, he was the best. With his exceptional man-on-man skills, Ramsey has been a lockdown corner on every roster he's been on, which he credits to the way he studies and prepares for his opponents. He was a huge reason why Jacksonville made that random run to the AFC title game in 2017, and why the Rams won that Super Bowl during the 2021 season. 2017. This class is loaded with some of the most talented players in the NFL. Myles Garrett, Christian McCaffrey, and TJ Watt can all make a case for being the best at their positions, at least in their prime years. But none of them are the top dog in this class, which, of course, goes to Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes entered the league as sort of a project quarterback, a guy with a cannon for an arm, but was unpolished and drew concerns over his decision-making. But clearly, any concerns that scouts had about him were squashed pretty much instantly after Mahomes took over. He established himself immediately in his first year as a starter, throwing 50 touchdowns and winning league MVP. But that's just one of his many accomplishments. Today, Mahomes has played in 5 Super Bowls and has won 3 of them, and currently has the all-time record for passing yards per game. There's no bigger gap between 1 and 2 at any position than quarterback when you factor in what they've accomplished. With the advantage of playing alongside Andy Reid, and with a resume already good enough to make the Hall of Fame, we will see how much longer Mahomes can keep up this level of dominance. 2018. 2018 was absolutely loaded. Its first round has produced now 4 Pro Bowl quarterbacks, and some of the best players in the NFL at their individual positions. Guys like Saquon Barkley, Denzel Ward, Roquan Smith, Minka Fitzpatrick, Derwin James, Frank Ragnow, Quentin Nelson, and Vita Vea. Just had to say his name correctly because I mispronounced it a few videos back. Honestly, you can make a case for either Saquon or Quentin Nelson being the best players from this class, just as far as how good they've been at their best. But for the best player from 2018, I think it's currently a tie between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Outside of Mahomes, these 2 quarterbacks are in that next tier. Both Lamar and Josh Allen were considered projects coming into the NFL. They each possessed rare gifts physically, but they both had concerns over their abilities to be able to translate, which ultimately didn't affect either of them. They have both become cornerstone players, not just for their teams, but for the sport as well. They have each found a way to dominate in the regular season, both winning at least one MVP. And now, it's really just a question of can either of them beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. 2019. 2019's class has been in the NFL for 6 seasons now, and 6 players from this first round have made 3 Pro Bowls or more so far in their careers. And the best of these players is Nick Bosa. The former second overall pick has become exactly what the Niners hoped. With his tremendous power and explosiveness off the edge, Bosa has become one of the top pass rushers in the league. He led the NFL in sacks in 2022, and he also won Defensive Player of the Year that season. He also led the league in tackles for loss in 2021. With 5 Pro Bowls in his first 6 seasons, we will see how long he can continue to dominate. 2020. Pick your poison. You can either pick the best of the quarterbacks, which in my opinion is Joe Burrow, or you could go with the top young tackle in Tristan Wirfs. But I believe the best player from this class is Justin Jefferson. As the 5th receiver taken in 2020, Justin Jefferson quickly established himself as the best receiver in the class and the best receiver in the NFL. Where he's elite is in his route running, his speed, quickness, and exceptional hands. And what takes him to the next level is how hard he works on his craft. Year in and year out, Justin Jefferson has been ridiculously consistent. He currently holds the all-time record for career receiving yards per game, 2021. Talk about a brutal class for quarterbacks. But that shouldn't take away from the other spectacular players from this class. Ja'Marr Chase, Penei Sewell, Patrick Surtain II, and Micah Parsons have all been special and make a case for the top player in this class. I think from these 4, Penei Sewell and Patrick Surtain II have the strongest cases. Surtain has really come along, winning Defensive Player of the Year this last season. But truth be told, Penei Sewell is the best player from this class. Not only is he considered the best overall tackle in the NFL right now, but he was also a legitimate Offensive Player of the Year candidate in 2024 as an offensive lineman. That is unheard of. Detroit really built their offense around his skill set, and he's a huge reason why they had the #1 offense in the NFL last year. 2022. Now that we're so close to today, it's becoming more difficult to separate these guys, since it's so early in their careers. But so far, 2022's top dogs are Aiden Hutchinson, Kyle Hamilton, Derek Stingley Jr., and the best of all, Sauce Gardner. Now, Stingley had a better year in 2024, but prior to that, Sauce Gardner was named first-team All-Pro in each of his first 2 seasons. At cornerback, that is remarkable. He was a lockdown corner as a rookie, with a league-leading 20 passes defended. 2023, with 2 seasons under their belts, there are multiple impact players that make a case for the best in this class. Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Devin Witherspoon, and CJ Stroud are all incredible players. But truthfully, after what we witnessed in the 2024-25 NFL playoffs, Jalen Carter is the top player from this group so far. In 2024, Jalen Carter was a problem on the Eagles' D-line. He had a dominant regular season that earned him second-team All-Pro honors. And to be honest, he saved the Eagles' season in the playoffs versus the Rams. He forced that huge fumble to start the 4th quarter, and he made that critical sack down in the red zone with just over a minute left. Eagles fans should be extremely grateful for the role that Jalen Carter played for their Super Bowl victory. 2024. After just 1 year, there's some pretty good competition for the top player in this class so far. Jared Verse wreaked havoc for the Rams. Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors were beast receivers on bad teams. Brock Bowers was the best tight end in the NFL as a rookie. But ultimately, can we really say that any of them were better than Jaden Daniels? With one of the most remarkable rookie seasons ever, Daniels changed the landscape of the Washington Commanders. At times, he looked like a 10-year veteran with his shocking composure, considering the circumstances. As a wicked dual threat, an MVP candidate, and a nightmare for opposing defenses, the fact that he led that team, a team that had gone 4-13 the previous year, to the NFC Championship is one of the most impressive accomplishments in recent NFL history.
Designed the running back. He's doing it on his own.
He'll launch this time. Down the sideline.
The time has finally come. We've arrived at the first class of recruits younger than me. Man, I'm getting old. Anyways, many of you know how this goes. We'll be looking at the top 10 recruits from 2015 and see how their careers turned out. 2015 had some serious high school talent. Guys like Saquon Barkley, Roquan Smith, and Kyler Murray didn't make it into the top 10. Also, I'm using Rivals for these rankings, but I am including ESPN's grade and star ratings. And with that said, let's take a look at the number 10 recruit. Coming in at number 10, we have Callaway High School's Terry Godwin. Growing up on the western border of Georgia, Godwin was a lean and wiry player who dominated with his smooth and fluid athleticism. He was such a great athlete that he really could have played either side of the ball at the next level. In fact, he was so good at baseball that the Atlanta Braves drafted him in the 33rd round in 2015. Here's how he was described by ESPN. Quote, Godwin is a smart, savvy, and tough football player, one of the better skilled athletes in this entire class. Godwin ended up signing with the University of Georgia to play receiver. As a true freshman, Godwin immediately became a key contributor in the pass game, finishing second on the team in catches and yards. Although it is worth noting that Georgia's offense at this time was heavily built on the run. They had a two-headed monster of Sony Michel and Nick Chubb, and they had one of the lowest producing pass offenses in the SEC. Plus, after Godwin's freshman year, the team entered a big coaching transition when they fired Mark Richt. He had been the school's coach for 15 years, and this is when Alabama's defensive coordinator Kirby Smart took over. Whenever there's a new coach, there's usually growing pains, and 2016 was a tough year for Georgia football. They were one of the worst offenses in the nation, and this was reflected in Godwin's numbers. He had similar catch and yard numbers as his freshman year, but outside of taking one onside kick to the house, he failed to produce an offensive touchdown. Things changed the following year, though. The team improved dramatically, and Jake Fromm took over at quarterback and helped elevate the pass game. Godwin immediately looked like he had elevated his game, splashing on the scene in their second game of the season with a nasty one-handed catch. Overall, Godwin saw his production increase, producing 639 yards and 6 touchdowns, finishing second on the team in those categories. Unfortunately, he saw his role decrease as a senior, catching just 22 passes in 13 games. Overall, Terry Godwin was never a dominant number 1 college wide receiver, rather a solid number 2 who ended up losing playtime by the end of his college career. Ultimately, he ended up getting drafted in the 7th round by the Carolina Panthers. For his pro career, Godwin mostly bounced around practice squads for a few years, appearing in 3 total games, before ending up in the CFL, where he lasted 2 seasons.
The Argonauts looks over the top in a one-handed grab. The spider web was out that time for Terry Godwin.
Now, before we continue on to number 9, this video is sponsored by SeatGeek. Football season's over, and now that we have over 6 months into the next college football and NFL season, we gotta find something to do. I'll probably get out to a few concerts in the spring and summer, and you guys should go to an event as well. Whether you like other sports, concerts, or even something like a comedy show, SeatGeek has everything. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the number 1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events every single day available on SeatGeek. Plus, it's so easy using the SeatGeek app. They put all the tickets across the web in one place to make sure that you are getting a good deal. Every ticket is rated on a scale from 1 to 10, so look for the green dots. Green means good and red means bad. Every ticket is backed by that buyer guarantee, and I got you guys. Use my code KTO for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with the promo code KTO. Make sure to click the link in the description to download the app. The number 9 recruit in 2015 was the top wide receiver in the country and has had a storied life and career to say the least. That was Monarch High School's Calvin Ridley. At the age of 8, Ridley was taken to a foster home with his brothers after their father was deported and their mother was imprisoned. As Ridley himself put it, quote, I know how it feels to sleep in a homeless shelter. I know how it feels to be hungry. All I dreamed about in those times was a normal life. Since I was 8 years old, I was on my own. But what ended up being his lifesaver was football. Ridley became an incredibly talented high school football player, garnering massive attention from all around the country. He was described by ESPN like this, quote, Ridley is a playmaker. He plays with confidence and knows he can win one-on-one. Possesses go-to #1 receiver type skills. Interestingly, he only played 3 games as a senior because he was too old. In Florida, after you're over the age of 19 years and 9 months, you are ineligible to play high school football. Anyways, Ridley ended up committing to Alabama.
Calvin Ridley.
From the get-go, he was a difference maker and became the team's top target and led the entire SEC in receptions. It's already impressive to play at all as a true freshman at Alabama, but to be this big of a difference maker is honestly one of the most impressive things I've seen. In the first round of the college football playoffs, Ridley went on to have a massive performance versus Michigan State, producing 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. The following game, despite not really producing, the team won the national title. From there, Ridley continued to lead the team in receptions, but was less productive as a sophomore and junior. Regardless, he was still a big difference maker, and capped off his college career with a touchdown in both of his final playoff games. Overall, in 3 collegiate seasons, Calvin Ridley earned first-team All-SEC honors in 2017, made the second team twice, and was a 2-time national champion. His talent and level of play at Alabama led him to being selected in the first round, 26th overall, by the Falcons, which made him the second wide receiver drafted in the class. Now, as a pro, Ridley's career has been pretty incredible.
For Ridley, he's got it. Breaks the tackle.
He set rookie franchise records for touchdowns in a season and finished 6th in the NFL in yards in 2020, which earned him second-team All-Pro honors. Then in 2023 and 2024, he's had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Of course, he is infamous for getting suspended the entire 2022 season for gambling violations, a decision he regrets deeply. But it does seem like he's managed to get his career back on track. And as for his college career, he certainly lived up to the hype. Coming in at number 8, the top running back in the country was Madison Southern's Damian Harris. In high school, this dude amassed over 6,700 yards and 122 touchdowns. And here's how he was described by ESPN. Quote, Harris is one of the more complete and well-rounded backs in the class. He has shown strong road carrier production, along with a game-breaker speed element. As a local Kentucky star, some were devastated when Harris didn't go to school at the University of Kentucky, rather opting to go to Alabama. In fact, one pastor tweeted at the running back saying, quote, I hope you break your leg and it is a career-ending injury. This was a tweet that Harris, who was 17 at the time, has used for motivation ever since. After getting to Alabama, Harris did get some playing time as a true freshman, but did have to wait his turn to get more carries, as he was the third string behind Derrick Henry and Kenyon Drake. In fact, Henry was so dominant in 2015 that he took home the Heisman Trophy. The following